Welcome back, gang. Here with another guitar review. This is another Grote T-style guitar, Tele-style guitar, thin line. I've reviewed a couple of these already on the channel. This one is a little bit different. This is a newer model of the Grote Teles, and it has two main differences versus the older models, which I'll go over in a minute. But it's going to be first impression video only. So right out of the chute, no demo. No connection, no plugging into an amp. It's just my first impression of the guitar. I typically don't do open box type videos. I figure I'll spare you the agony of having me cut open a cardboard box and take a guitar out and waste time. So I did all of that before. Did it about an hour ago. So this is fresh out of the box. It's my first impression. And then I'll have another video later on where I'll plug it in and you can hear what the pickups and the guitar sounds like. Okay, so right out of the chute, what's the guitar all about? So it's a thin line style guitar with this F carve. It has a nice, attractive trans black color to it with a black flame. This is not a veneer and it's not a capped top. It is clearly a decal of some sort that's been glossed over to make the top look like this. It's definitely attractive. It's one of these things that's, good from far, but far from good. So holding it at a distance, it's very attractive looking, but if you get on top of it and look very closely at it, you'll see clearly that it's not a veneer. It's not a real top. The F-carve on here is done simply for decorative purposes, right? It's not a hollow body. Even though it's described as being a semi-hollow body guitar, it's clearly not a hollow body guitar, semi-hollow. It is solid wood pretty much all around, with the exception of this little area here where the F-carve is in the guitar. I would say this thing weighs probably about 7.5 pounds, so it's not, as light as a semi-hollow should be. It doesn't have the resonance that you would find in a semi-hollow. When you play it acoustically, it doesn't nearly have the volume that you would get out of a semi-hollow. So it's a solid body guitar with a little decorative F-carve. That's the best way of me describing it. Has your typical Tele appointments. Has two single coil pickups that are ceramic pickups. Has a Strat-like 6 screw bridge. So this is not your traditional 3-saddle ashtray bridge that's on a Tele. This has 6 saddles and it's a flat bridge, very Strat-like. The pickups are basic pickups, right? Again, they're your typical ceramic single coil pickups, probably low quality. It has a 3-way switch. The switch seems relatively stable. It's not a chintzy switch. It has knurled knobs, 1 volume, 1 tone. The pickguard is a nice pearlized white pickguard. It's 3-ply, so it's a nice pickguard. The fretboard is a maple fretboard. It's a very, very flat maple finish. Back of the guitar, you have your string through back. It's a solid black color. Has this rounded neck, which is very similar to Sterling's, Music Man Sterling guitars. I love it. I like the rounded neck on the back of the guitar. And the two main differences on this versus the older models is the design. Right here you can see it's got a pointed bout on the bottom of the guitar, and it's shorter than the top of the guitar. Whereas the older models have a longer rounded bottom bout. I like this look. I think it gives it its own identity. Tele purists might not, but I definitely like the look. And on the back of the guitar, it has this carve on the back. You can see by the lower bout. And that's nice too from an accessibility standpoint. So if you're a person that plays very high on the fretboard, shredder, which I'm not, you'll love this. You'll love the carve. So I like those two features that the older model doesn't have. 22 frets. They seem like medium jumbo. Neck profile is a 9.5 radius. It doesn't say, but that's what it feels like. A C-shaped neck. Not super thin, not super thick, but definitely comfortable. Matte finish. Satin finish on the back. No gloss. Sealed tuners. On the back of the headstock, it has a serial number. Looks like this guitar was probably made in 2020. I do not know what the wood is on this guitar. Because it has this, decal over the wood, They claim it's maple. I have no way of validating that. They do not say what the back and sides are, so I don't know if this is basswood or plywood or what. I have no idea what type of wood it is. I do know it's not paulownia because it's not light. But other than that, it is an attractive looking budget Tele style guitar. Now, where does this sit with the other alternatives? So, and before I even get into that, out of the box, it's finished good. There are no sharp fret ends up and down the neck. It's got a cheap plastic nut, right? But it seems to be cut relatively well so that there's no misalignment for the strings. String height is not high and not low. It's a little high for what I like. So I would, bring it down a bit. I'll adjust the string height down. But it's definitely playable outside of the box, right out of the box. And there are no visual blemishes to the guitar. So it came, nicely finished and without really any blemishes to speak of, which is a good thing. So I definitely, think this is a well-made guitar and well, worth the money. It comes with white, like off-white binding around the front of the guitar, not on the back, which is attractive. Here is the volume input right here on the bottom of the guitar. So yeah, I think the guitar is extremely well made for the money. I have no issues with it whatsoever. I think it is a perfect modding platform or a perfect guitar to experiment on, tinker on. If you want to, work on a guitar and don't want to spend a ton of money, this is a great way to do it. I think for short dollars, if you put, decent pickups in here, upgrade the pickups, maybe you want to upgrade the nut to a bone nut, put on some, upgraded tuners, locking tuners, whatever you like. I think for short dollars, you can make this guitar into a real player. Definitely worth the money. This was $99.99 on Amazon with a $10 coupon. So it was $89.99, free shipping to my house. Within 4 days, I received the guitar, and I think it's a bargain for that price. Now, how does this compare, I was starting to say, to some of the other guitars that are out there similar to this on Amazon? So you have Monoprice's Indio line. I would give Monoprice's Indio line the edge in terms of pickups and in terms of quality. I know from past experience with these, they're not the best ceramic pickups. They are a tad bit microphonic. I think the Monoprice stock pickups are better. Where I give this an advantage over Monoprice is the design of the guitar and also the colors, the options that this comes with. This comes in nicer colors. Monoprice typically comes in your, that blonde yellowish finish that they come with, sunburst and blue. You don't really have much of a selection with the Monoprice T-style guitars, but they come with a very, very nice padded gig bag. This comes with no gig bag, and they have, I think, better pickups and might have a slight better, finish to them on the guitar. The neck on here is slightly thinner. I think the Monoprice neck is a little fuller, if that's what you're looking for. How do these compare to Glary's? I think these are better, far better than the Glary Telecasters style guitars. I think the pickups are probably comparable, but the finishing on here, I get a lot of Glary's with sharp fret ends. I don't like the necks on the Glary's are super thick, which is not my personal preference. And the overall finishing and tuners on the Glary's aren't as good as this Grote. So I think this has an edge over the Glary T-style guitars. In terms of the Donner T-style guitars, I would give the edge to Donner. Once again, I think Donners come with better stock pickups. They also come with better wood. They, especially their sunburst offerings, are really, really done very well. I believe they're made out of basswood or poplar. I'm not 100% sure, but the finishing on those guitars are gorgeous. They also are very, very meticulous with their fret ends. Usually, they come with very, very, nicely filed down fret ends. So I would give the edge to Donner in terms of the overall quality of their T-style guitars versus this. Firefly, I think, is a crapshoot. I would go with this over a Firefly personally, because I think the Firefly pickups are very microphonic, more so than these. These are slightly, but I think the Fireflies, in my personal opinion, are more microphonic. And then you have the Ivy guitars. And I think Ivy, from a quality standpoint, has an edge over the Grote or the Grote, but they don't have a lot of Tele style, straight Tele style models in the Ivy line. Usually they're humbuckers. So overall, for $89.99 or $99.99, this is a good buy. It's an attractive looking guitar. It's fairly well made. With a few dollars thrown into it, you can upgrade this into a nice, decent guitar, or if you just want to use it as a platform to experiment on. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. If you have any additional questions that I can answer regarding the guitar, fire them down below. I'll do my best to address them. I appreciate any support you can give to the channel, so if you like these videos and want to see more and they're helpful to you, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And as always, guys, until the next time, be well, stay safe, take care.